What is up, everyone? This is Henry from HAMMOQ, and welcome to episode 5 of the biggest shoe flip on the internet. Now, to recap what we've been doing here, a couple months ago, Ty Blunt, our co-founder, found an advertisement for 3 storage units full of unpaired shoes. Now, Ty, being the enterprising, crazy individual that he is, he tracked down another 9 storage units that were part of an original lot of 12 storage units full of unpaired shoes. The estimate was that there was about 120,000 individual shoes, or good for about 60,000 pairs. We bought all of them for $40,500, rented out this big 7,000 square foot warehouse behind us, and got to work pairing the shoes. So far, what we've been working on is sorting through the shoes individually by brand. As you could see initially, all the shoes came in bags and boxes, and we had them piled up like it was a garbage dump. But our awesome teammates went through and separated them all out by brand, and then left shoes and right shoes. So what you see behind me is the finished product of that sorting, which is now complete. They've touched every single shoe here, with the exception of a few bags of moldy shoes. Unfortunately, some shoes were left outside in the rain before we bought them, and they became really moldy, because it's really hot here in Arizona and really gross. But anyway, over 100,000 pairs of shoes have now been sorted. So let's take a look at what we've done so far and what comes next. And so the first thing we're doing is bringing the Birkenstock shoes in right here. We're going to clear up some of these boxes. We will then dump out all the left shoes and then all the right shoes. After these 2 piles have been created, you just pick one shoe up and then walk over to the other pile and see if you can find a matching shoe. Hopefully, this should work really well, and we'll just start pairing shoes quickly and easily. We're hoping we get about 20 to 30% matches. So let's go ahead and take a look around. As you can see, the number of rows has actually grown quite a bit. If you look at the first picture, when we were initially working, there were no rows set up. Then after about 4 weeks, the teammates did an awesome job of setting up these really satisfying and neat rows with all the brands, but they kept finding more brands, so we needed more rows. So you can see this picture now is what it looks like after we found all the brands. So if we walk this way, you can see that this pile has come out a lot farther, and we also have had to start double stacking the shoes because there's so many shoes here. I mean, we only have so much square footage here. There's about 5,000 square feet of like actual warehousable space. The other 2,000 is the office space. So, I mean, we're using up like every square inch that we have here. You can see just how far this has come out. If you look at the picture initially, where I was standing, you could not access. It was part of the big pile. Then we started making these rows of boxes and stacking them up. You can see about 2 weeks ago, the pile was about half as big as it is now. I mean, this is seriously like tremendous. It's amazing. It's amazing how many shoes. We estimate we have over 1,000 boxes full of shoes, each box weighing anywhere from 40 to 60 pounds each. Using those numbers, we'll take an average of 50 pounds a box, 1,000 plus boxes. That's over 50,000 pounds of shoes just sitting in the U-Haul boxes. I'm telling you all, this scale here is difficult to get on camera. I mean, huge. Can you believe it? The biggest shoe flip on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe right now, because you're not going to get this kind of content anywhere else. Here at HAMMOQ, we just do everything bigger, okay? Continuing on, we can see the rows continue. These rows right here are for some of our smaller brands. If you take a look, each box has 3 to 4 brands in it, because these were just random brands that we found, and there was only maybe a few pairs for each brand. Wasn't enough to fill up an entire box. So, I mean, we just have to create these rows. So this is kind of like the miscellaneous, like island of misfit toys around here. Whatever, hopefully we can pair some of these. And then coming over this way, we can see what I call the Coliseum. Now, this is gonna be our main pairing area. Again, take a brand, left, right, grab a shoe, big pile of left, big pile of right, grab a shoe, walk it over to the other side, boom, find the pair, rubber band it together, It can then be boxed up and then taken into our photoing room, where it will then be photoed and listed using the HAMMOQ app. So we come over here, we can see donations. We've got a lot of donation shoes. You know, I mean, some of this stuff we're gonna put back into the system, obviously. And then here's a lot of our, you know, no brand. And then lastly, what I was talking about earlier, we have some moldy shoes. Unfortunately, we have quite a few moldy shoes. Some of them are quite cool too. We've got some Nike Air skateboarding, snowboarding, Nike skateboarding, snowboarding boots. These things are pretty sweet. We'll show you a clip of those in a minute. Here we have our wall of brands. I mean, if you take a look at this, it's unbelievable how many brands we have. I mean, there is like 600 brands here. That's about 550 to 600 or so, you know, approximately. But I mean, you can just see like crazy. So moving on here, this is the warehouse. This is what we have so far for the warehouse. Over 50,000 pounds of shoes here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take it into the office now, show you what's going on in there, because there's plenty of action. I mean, this whole warehouse is full of action. So as you've seen in past episodes, all of the offices are completely stacked to the brim with shoes. Hopefully we can empty those out pretty soon here so that we can start, you know, moving some teammates in here. They don't have to be, you know, like in the ghetto office set up in the break room. It's like the break room and the office, same room. Utilizing every square inch of this warehouse. I mean, even the hallways are stacked high with stuff. And then if we continue this way, this is the current inventory room. So if we come on in here, you can kind of get an idea as to how we are keeping track of our inventory. So this right here, box F2 with units 42 through 90. So that's kind of our SKU system. Here, H2 units 53 to 104. J1 units 1 through 44. So there's like 44 shoes in here, you know, 44 SKUs. And if you look, you can see the brands are paired up. Pretty nice little, you know, Napa white leather shoe there. All of these shoes have been listed through the HAMMOQ app. If you're familiar with the HAMMOQ app, you know that there's a place that you can enter the SKU or the stock keeping unit. So that's what we're doing here. All these numbers, F2 42, that's the SKU for one particular pair, which is right here, is also logged in the HAMMOQ app. So we know when that one sells, we can come and pick and pack it from here. And then we can also get an idea as to the different kind of things that we've gotten out of this flip. I mean, you see, like, we've got ski boots. We're not talking just regular shoes, flip-flops, or anything like that. We got ski boots here, ladies and gentlemen. Ski boots, roller skates. We're talking an eclectic mix here. It's no longer a shoe flip. We're talking like sports equipment. I mean, it's just a flip. It's the mother of all flips. And then if we bring it into our picking and packing room, this is where our awesome teammates have been photoing. We got our photo booth over here, the computer where, you know, we print labels and, you know, keep track of inventory and do all that stuff. Over here, we have literally hundreds of bubble mailers and envelopes. You can see we have a few hundred boxes over here. USPS, they're the plug. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't use USPS, you might want to consider doing so because, I mean, you know, they make shipping easy. Flat rate. None of this variable rate stuff. You know, we want the flat rate. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not like this is just benefiting our company. We have averaged about 7 teammates on staff directly working on this flip. They get 18 bucks an hour each. That's $5,000 a week. We've been working on this project for over 8 weeks, which means we've pumped over $40,000 back into the local economy through job creation, wage growth, and it's definitely something that gives back. You know, like I said, we have the donations. We're recycling these shoes. I mean, these shoes have been sitting for a few years in these storage units. You know, I mean, many of them were probably destined for the landfill. So this project benefits not only us, but it benefits the community and it benefits the environment. So that's all that we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Shoe Flip episode 5, the biggest shoe flip on the internet. If you haven't subscribed to HAMMOQ already, go do so right now. You're gonna wanna see how this flip progresses. I mean, personally speaking, I am incredibly curious to see how many of these shoes we sell, how many of them can be paired up. You're gonna wanna see this, folks. So that's pretty much it.